Shall we begin?
You are now listening to an altogether less fashionable variety of soccer podcast. Broadcasting live from the capital city of Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to
ACES Radio.
I got the new wings with the zebra flavor sauce.
I don't believe in God more than you know this.
Hashtag probably riding cock.
They're in your face, they're a little different. I think it's super cool. I love them. Jamie, ignorant slut.
Hold on to your butts.
Now, here are your hosts, Morgan Hughes, John Zadar, and Greg Benson.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, and celebrity fans alike. If you're hearing the sound of that band in the background, that can only mean one thing. You're tuned in to the latest, the lamest, and possibly last episode of ACES Radio. It's a drowned-out Buffalo Bills podcast only. Coming up tonight on the program, we attempt to record our voices on a machine while we are sandwiched in between two stages here at Independence Day. The panel will discuss their top 3 things in various categories, including most hated rival, best restaurant in Columbus, worst celebrity fan, and most disgusting beard in sections 101 through 101. Teaser, it's just John Clem. And on segment 2, the rarest of all rare treats as a celebrity guest, unlike any other, which we don't mean as a compliment, stops by the show. Man on the Street is here. We're doing that because it's too loud to do anything else here. John's going to walk around with a microphone. What a rare treat. On segment 3, we will not head live on Periscope for your hot takes, aka the battle for the grand prize, and sweet mother of God, the standings are the same as they were after the show 2 days ago. So I really don't have anything else to say about the logjam of celebrity fans. Prediction scores, prediction updates, both are things that won't be happening. Hang on tour, the ACES attack war, and so much fucking more. Brought to you as always by benevolent corporate overlord sponsors Blood and Urine, and broadcasting live from the beautiful grass area here sandwiched between 2 loud stages of music. My name is continuing champion Morgan Hughes, a.k.a. the #1 handsy boy, and I'm joined as always by the Hollywood racist, Regulator 614 himself, Greg Wesley Crusher Benson, and the Jack Park of ACES Radio, everyone's favorite guy, Alex, the showstopper, Thomas. Hell yeah. Fellas, mapaches, lads from different dads, brothers from different mothers, and amigos de Guillermo. How in the hell have you been?
Oh man, this is an adventure, and I looked at the map of the layout of Independence Day, which definitely the last ever.
Yes. Oh god.
Possibly. But I looked at the map, and it seemed like everything was nicely spread out. That the podcast tent was close, but not that close to a stage. And I thought, and then I realized West Park is the size of a TIFO.
Dude, no fucking kidding. Honestly, I walked up here. There was a podcast recording before, and they were just like. They were huddled around each other, enveloped in each other's embrace. There's no way we can record. No one can hear us. And I thought, this is great. This is fucking great. John Zadar is apparently lost, so he'll be joining us momentarily. Alex Thomas, welcome back to your second consecutive ACES Radio at Independence Day episode. How you been, my friend?
Fantastic, man. I found Zadar's a couple tents over at the amateur.
Oh, is that right?
Tent? Yeah.
The amateur art tent.
Yeah, you can tell these people are artists and not sound engineers in any way. This setup is not conducive to podcasting, really.
There's hey, there he is, John Zadar.
Speak of the devil.
I mean, I know that we're gonna. This is last time at Independence Day was our least downloaded episode. This will be definitely. I mean, you'll get 5 seconds into this thing, and you're like, nope, fuck no. John, how you doing, pal?
It's real fucking loud here, guys.
Oh my god.
And it's not that where it's being drowned out, and that's the negativity. It's the music that you have to listen to. Let's be honest. There's one band that's playing that I didn't even realize they had started playing until 10 minutes into their first song.
Right.
And then the other band is it's like every shitty rock cover band that you hear at like Harry Buffalo.
No, that one's fine.
Night.
They're playing a lot of Fleetwood Mac, a lot of Rumors, Greg. I'm enjoying this shit.
Oh, I thought that was your band.
Well, I mean,
that you were just singing along to that because you got some pipes on.
Your own way.
Yeah, Tweetwood Mac coming next weekend to Harry Buffalo.
Hell yeah! So here's the conundrum we find ourselves in. Aside from being between 2 extremely loud stages of music, we just did a show 2 days ago, so there's not a lot of content or topics to cover that we didn't cover on episode 63. But we're here nonetheless, John. We've agreed to do it against our better judgment again.
Yep.
So I thought, why the hell not use the wonderful new dry erase boards we got for the score predictions and do a little bit of top 3 lists. You know, this is kind of like... let's say if we were a podcast that allowed people to like support us financially, this would be kind of like a bonus episode that only our Patreon backers would get to listen to. So we're going to do top 3 lists. You guys all have dry erase boards in front of you.
You're not playing?
I'm not playing just so I can kind of manage the catastrophe that is this whole fucking
So you
thing.
can fill in all the dead air while we're busy writing on whiteboards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not like the stage of music wouldn't do that for us, but I'm going to attempt to as well. Okay, so let's get started here. Top 3 lists. We're gonna ease into this with something easy. John, this is the point where you pick up the dry erase board.
I really want to sit down.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we all do, John.
I wouldn't have come if I didn't know.
There's
If
a
I knew I was
chair
gonna,
over there.
honestly.
You want the chair?
Yeah, please.
What do we
Could
do
I?
with the chair, Greg?
We give it to John.
I ran a Script Ohio
Does John,
like an hour
does
ago.
he wear the chair?
So I'm like really tired.
You ran a Script Ohio?
Yeah, 6.25 miles.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I didn't
look
see
up-
that.
there's a
I didn't
picture
see
on
that on
Twitter.
the internet. Did you actually? Oh, it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Never mind.
All right. We'll tune into your Twitter feed to find out.
Yeah, there you go.
John.
Just check the Twitter feed.
Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to ease into it. Not crew related, something that we all probably have hot takes about. I want to hear, or I want to see your top 3 restaurants in Columbus. If you will, go ahead, my friends.
All
So-
restaurants?
All right, yeah, top 3.
Jesus.
Yep, can be any. It could be Indian food. It could be American food. It could be hamster food. It could be something that John Clem would
Hamster
get
food.
served in prison.
Hamster food.
Hamster
Anything.
food's one of my all-time favorite foods.
Yeah. Now, if I were doing this, and I'm not going to be doing any of these, so I'll just talk about my top 3 maybe while you guys are writing. I would say number 1 would be El Vaquero. Only the one on Riverside Drive. That's the only acceptable location. Number 2, I would say probably
the worst.
Catfish Biffs. That's always a rare treat when you're drunk and 20 years old. Number 3, I'm not really a food guy. Like, if I could just eat like a paste for sustenance that would keep me alive,
Soylent.
I would do that. So everybody put their hand up when they're done, and then we'll start with whomever gets done first. And in the meantime, reminder as always to go to Zauber Brewing Company, now known as Endeavor Brewing Company. They are still open. They're open tonight for Cruisers FC versus Vancouver Whitecaps, and they're not going anywhere, my friend. So big thanks to them as always. Alex Thomas, you seem to be done. Why don't you go ahead and face that to me, and I will read it. Number 3, you have Ob, which is an Indian restaurant on Grandview Avenue in Grandview. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, it's up.
All right.
That's what I call it.
Number 2, Kukos Takiera on Henderson Road. That is in the same plaza as that Sunoco.
Yeah.
That's right. Right across the street from Italian Ice, Rita's.
Yep.
That place is good. They have really spicy salsa.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Number 1, Moretti's on Sawmill Road.
Yeah, that was my
Never heard of
first.
it.
That was my second job when I was 15 years old. I went to Tommy Moretti, the old
Sounds
man.
like a little bit of bias there, then.
Little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic.
Is it, though?
Fantastic. Yeah, no, it's really good Italian food.
Moretti's.
Tommy Moretti knows his shit.
All right, let's go to Greg Benson, the Hollywood Racist.
I honestly have no idea, and I say that because I'm very lonely and I don't go out to
Greg
eat.
doesn't get out
Fair.
much.
I honestly, I don't know. I'm one of these places. I'm one of these people that like goes to one place once,
Yep.
and usually never again.
Okay, so
like,
let's
I'll
see your
just go.
goddamn list. What's happening?
No, I don't have a
Oh, you
list.
don't
I
have one.
Well, the problem is that
Where do you
while I was
usually eat? What do you
well,
eat?
okay. The problem
Wendy's.
is.
A lot of fucking Wendy's.
Yeah,
McDonald's.
totally. Yeah, ever
Veggie
since,
McDonald's
ever
on
since
Fifth
they
across from
no,
Zauber?
I'm not. No, I have standards, John. Jesus, no, but I mean, no, I've sworn off Wendy's since they went on an anti-Australian rant for a while.
That's
the problem
well they
is that
should.
while I was in the middle of making a list, Cameron Mitchell opened 3 new restaurants in the short north, and I have no idea now. It's just throwing my bearings off. So back to you, Morgan.
Hi-yo. If I could reach the drop app, that'd be great. John Zadar, the wet boy. You seem to still be writing somehow, even though I introduced this topic 20 minutes ago.
I was doing an honorable mention.
What a rare treat you are. Okay, let's see your
There
board.
you go.
Okay, in no particular order, I'm assuming. Number 1, you have Los Gauchos.
Yeah.
Which is a food truck behind...
No.
Okay,
wrong.
all right.
It's a restaurant
Where's that?
in a building. There's,
Okay.
There's
Oh,
one
right
on
off of
Bethel
Go
and Go Down, and then there's a second location now on off Morse and near kind of towards in the Hamilton area. I don't remember what the cross street is exactly.
So probably stay away from that one.
Go down. That's where
Yeah,
Jason's
I've been to
mom
that
lives.
one once, but I don't exactly know where it is.
Number 2, Ray Ray's.
Ray Ray's. I would have put Ray Ray's on a list.
Ray
That's
Ray's.
good.
Number
Ray
3,
Ray's is
just Indian Kitchen, which is Shrek's.
That's
There's
on
an
my
actual.
street.
That's on Main Street downtown.
Is that Shrek's
That's
apartment?
Shrek's apartment.
Okay, all right. Honorable mention: Old Town
Old
Tavern
Tavern.
with the spiciest egg plates in the world.
Yeah.
Fuck
Pam's
me.
wood-fired pizza nowhere to be found on anybody's list, by the way.
Wonderful. Moving on to the second one. Go ahead and erase your answers, lads. This one is going to be, we're going to get into the crew talk here, because we're a crew podcast. That's what everybody's been asking. What the fuck are you guys? And we're like, you don't know our jokes about the Bills, so we do crew stuff. Most hated rivals. So pick 3 teams that Cruisers FC plays. Doesn't have to be often. Maybe we've only played them once. Maybe we've played them 800 times. Just pick 3.
Oh,
and,
crew rivals. Oh, I
yep.
got to erase Dallas and L.A.
That's
and-
right.
Okay.
You're more of a Houston guy. Go
Yes,
fuck yourself.
yeah, and
so
sporting.
my 3, I would say, obviously, you got to start at the top with our traditional lad rivals in San Jose, California. Hashtag 1976. Number 2, fuck New England on so many levels. And then 3, probably DC United. Yes, I did not include Chicago, mostly because the San Jose thing
Yeah.
was a joke. But, Seattle and Chicago would probably be right there, too. Those would be 4. And also fuck Cincinnati. I'd like to go on the record. Alex Thomas, you're done first. Number 3, you have FC Cincinnati. Wonderful. Hey, that's not the wrong answer. Care to explain that?
No, I like the banter.
We monkey tits. This is loud. Okay, FC Cincinnati. Number 3, Kevin Burns. You have in second place. That's not wrong. And then number 1, of course, San Jose Earthquakes.
Yeah, it's our
Hey.
geographic
That's
rival.
it. That makes sense. Hashtag rivalry. Greg Benson.
I
Hollywood
went
Races.
with a traditional list.
All right.
I went with DC United at number 1,
Okay.
the oldest and still the best. New England, a recent history, number 2, and number 3, Columbus Crew SC fans. Because nobody hates Columbus Crew SC like Columbus Crew SC fans.
Rough Lads.
Wonderful. John Zanar, the wet boy. Let's see your list. Number 3, you have Deserve Butter FC, a.k.a. Toronto. Number 2, you have Chicago, which is, I believe, referring to the tiny fishing village of Bridgeview.
Correct.
And number 1, DC United.
Yeah.
That's like a poop joke. Yeah. All right. Okay, moving on. Number 3, here we go. Importance of trophies. Now, this is, you got your Supporter Shield, you got your MLS Cup, and you got your U.S. Open Cup. So,
No Trillium?
no Trillium Cup
Okay.
this time, Derek. So go ahead
better
and
erase
list,
that too.
list those.
The 3
in-
major ones. That's,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you could say maybe another trophy. You could
Like the Armadillo. What was the Armadillo one?
Yeah, the Armadillo Cup. Yeah, you could do that. I would say the Disney Cup. We're, continuing Mouse Cup champions. For me, it would be number 1, MLS Cup, number 2, U.S. Open Cup, and number 3, Supporter Shield. I mean, we're a goddamn league with a playoff structure. Supporter Shield really fucking means nothing to me. It doesn't. It's nice to win it because you get to include it in your list of hardware or silverware won rather, and we get to put a nice thing up on the side of the stadium. But to me, it's irrelevant. We won one in 2004. We won one in 2008, and we won one in 2009. And to me, only one of those really fucking counts because we didn't win the goddamn championship. So I'm not a British lad. So finishing at the top of the table is semi-meaningless to me. All right, Alex Thomas, you are done. Number 3, you say FIFA World Cup Club Cup. Easy for me to say, and that's not wrong because number 2, you have listed U.S. Open Cup. You're only going to qualify for that through that. So, number 1, obviously, this is the one I neglected to include. Realist Crew Fan of the Year, big soccer voting. Wonderful. That should be the most important. Greg Benson, you look like you're ready to go.
Yes, I am. I put MLS Cup at number 1. I put the hashtag Hell is Real Cup at number 2, and Supporter Shield at number 3.
All right, Supporter Shield checks in at number 3. John Zara still writing.
Changed my mind.
Wow, this is. A lot of people are saying that you're one of the worst, and to that I would say I agree. All right, so number 3, go ahead.
I'm reading it?
If you want
The
that.
Nordecke Cup.
Nordecke Cup is the 3rd most important in club history.
Yeah.
All right.
Second, MLS Cup.
MLS Cup.
And then the first one is the Lamar Hunt United States Open Cup.
All right, with the being taller than all
That's
the
so
other words
Columbus
combined.
of you, John, and
Fantastic.
totally independent.
So only one person gives a shit about the Supporter Shield, and that's Greg Benson, because he's
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
mean-
foreigner.
We call it minor premiership in Australia, and you can
Lovely.
insert your own kid's joke there. I don't give a shit.
All right, number 4 of 10. Here we go. Best coaches in Cruisers FC history.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying, Rhino Roberts. What? I can't hear you.
John
I have-
Zidane.
There's a band 3 feet from my head, and I have headphones on. I don't know what he's saying.
John Zadar, we're doing
Yeah.
best coaches in Cruisers FC history.
Best coaches in Cruisers FC.
Yes. So best 3 crew coaches. Hey, there's celebrity fan of Vin right there. Front office lackey he is.
Oh, yeah.
From a distance, he's like, He's like, get over here, woman. I got to go talk to my people. These people buy tickets from me. They're technically customers.
Right. Let's pretend like I care.
I'm loving the reverb, the feedback.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
It's better than the music.
Loving it. All right, so we're talking best coaches in Crew SE history. Shout out to Avin. I hope Liverpool lost today. He can't fucking hear me. Good fucking God. Are we serious right now with this shit? Okay, so number one to me would be Siggy Schmidt, just because of, you have to do that. All right, good to see you, Vin. Number two would obviously be Sack Andrulis, because he won a goddamn Coach of the Year in 2004. Oh, that reverb's back again. And number three would be probably Gergberg Herger. Not a lot of coaches to choose from. This is outrageous. All right, John Zadar, you're done. Number three on your list is Fitz. Go ahead.
Fitz.
All right, number two, Bobby. Go ahead.
Borzia.
All right, number one, Siggy Schmidt. Go ahead.
The fat man.
Yeah, fat guy.
Yep.
He's getting fatter by the day, John.
He's eating a lot of wieners.
He walked in the background of like an MLS video at the Super Draft 2
Do you
years
think it was
ago.
another eclipse?
Well, before his head got there, his stomach was there for like 5 continuous minutes. And like, when will the human
But his
arrive?
head was still back there finishing the hot dog.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's
Alex
a really
Thomas.
terrifying giant puppet approaching.
You talking about Morgan Hughes?
No.
No, okay. Duncan Auten, Alex Thomas, you say Duncan Auten, number three. He was technically an assistant coach. Any explanation behind that?
No, I missed Duncan.
All right. Number two, you have Bobby. Where's the jacket? Varzia. Love that. I love that. Where is that fight? Remember when we were so desperate for shit?
No, how about that game you and I went, and I came down and saw you, and I was like, hey, fucking Bobby's over there on the chair. She's like, shut the fuck up. Let's
That's
get
right.
a picture with him.
If you go to acesradio.com/pictures, there's a picture of that on there.
that was
We're just hanging out.
fantastic. He goes to a lot of games.
And number
he's up
one,
there a lot, yeah.
Guillermo, in parentheses, 2018.
Oh, I didn't know we were allowed to pick.
Sack Berhalter. Lovely. Greg
All right,
Benson,
I put number one Siggy Schmidt.
All right.
He won the most stuff in shortest time, I guess.
Yep.
Gergberger Herger at number two for taking the team, turning them around as quickly as he did.
Yeah.
And number three is like Brian Bliss for like 2 weeks after he stepped up when Bobby
Hey, we
was
turned around
fired.
at the end of that
there
year.
were a couple of games that they went really well in at the end of that season.
Houston.
So
We beat Houston on a Wednesday, and the Merrim family tweeted
I don't remember
aggressively
that.
at me.
I don't remember that game, Morgan.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Okay, so moving on. Most dangerous players in Crew history. So this isn't like, best, most capable offensive player. This isn't who scored the most goals. This is just most dangerous. And to me, the reason I made it most dangerous is because if you're talking about offensive capability on Crew SE, you obviously have to go with Stern John, number one. And then everybody else is just kind of like a step down. Brian McBride, and then probably Andres Mendoza.
Oh, so we're talking about like goal scoring, not like might stab you
Anything.
on the field, Andres Mendoza.
John, you can take it however you want.
Oh, okay.
Are you done?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. You're just staring
I
off
haven't
into the
written
distance?
I haven't written
I
anything.
figured as much. Alex Thomas, you are first. Go ahead and explain yourself.
All right, number three, I got Dayton Dutch Lions.
Fuck them.
Fucking dangerous, dude.
Fuck them, that's why.
They fucking ended Eddie Gavin's career.
They killed Eddie
Number
Gavin.
two, Daniel Palladini.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Most dangerous,
I
you're
gotta erase
absolutely
mine
right.
because I had that too.
All right, number one, Andres Mendoza.
On cocaine?
On cocaine.
I knew it. That guy, what a rare treat that guy. He's a cold motherfucker. That's what they're calling him. Let's see. Who's almost done? Greg is still writing number two. John is still, I believe, on number two. So most dangerous, if you're taking it from that perspective, Alex, definitely anybody on Dayton.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with Daniel Palladini.
All right,
No.
I'm going in. Number three, I got Kai Kamara's ego.
Ooh, roasted.
Number two, Danny O'Rourke.
Oh, my God.
Because get a few beers in him, and number one, Chad Marshall's brain.
Whoa. Cutting
Too
close.
real?
Cutting deep.
Too
there.
real? Sorry.
No, it's never too real. This is hashtag the realest fan podcast. John Zadar, the wet boy, go ahead.
Yeah, I also had Palladini at the top of my list.
That makes sense.
And then in second, I had Mendoza on drugs.
Yeah.
And for third, I had Mendoza not on drugs.
He's dangerous. He'll steal your penalty kicks. You be careful. Okay, let's move on. Number six, worst celebrity fan. This is going to be, I'll just go ahead and while you guys write, I'll talk about my top three. Number one, obviously John Clem. It is accepted fact that man ruined the Nordeca single-handedly. He ruined it from day one, standing on the back of some bleacher with his beard out, with his stupid hand thing that he did with the cupped hands. Like the how the Queen waves, like hello, hello, the royal wave. Like that's how John Clem runs Nordeca, and he ruined it. Number two. I would obviously have to go with Ryan Roberts. That guy's a piece of shit. Like, first of all, I've never seen anybody. You guys keep writing. Don't listen to me. I've never seen anybody capable of bringing the same flag to a game for like 6 consecutive years. Ryan has never lost a flag, and that is offensive to me because I bring something into the game and it's fucking gone forever. Greg Benson, you look like you're ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, number 3, I got Sean Bands
All right.
for inflicting yellow beach on all of
That's
us.
bullshit.
No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
and-
No, I'm sorry.
Dude. It's
a
Morgan
great
could have
song.
done that himself. Number 2, speaking of self-released artists, AGS Attack, obviously. Yeah. For making me do the while we were doing microphone checks this morning.
That's right.
And number 1, I got Morgan Hughes.
No.
I mean, obviously. That seems to be the prevailing logic.
Well,
So
if you read the Master Report podcast survey that we sent out 4
I-
years ago, you're absolutely right. That was the prevailing answer.
Yeah, that kinda was.
Alex Thomas, go ahead.
All right, I got number 3, Pan.
Yep.
She sucks.
She sucks ass.
Number
she was
2.
going to come tonight, but she has diarrhea.
Okay, all right.
She's like, my tummy hurts. I'm like, you have diarrhea.
Yeah, exactly. That's girl code
Yeah.
for I'm shitting myself. Okay,
Yeah.
and then number 2, Tifo Sweat. Those guys suck. Constantly pissing somebody off. And then number 1, fucking Daddy Beaks, dude.
Yep. The murder of Crew
Have you seen
Cat
that?
himself.
Have you seen that picture that somebody took of him with the Joey Timber Log?
That's how you say it. Joey Timberlog.
Joey Timberlog.
Timber Joey.
Whatever that guy
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Timber Joey.
And it's like the head of Crew Cat.
Yeah,
and he's
on it.
raising
He's real happy about it.
What a sack of shit. Hashtag sack Beacom. More like sack of Beacom. John Zadar, you have a lot written down, so I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and. Maybe you shouldn't read your list, John. Maybe you shouldn't read your list at all.
You don't want me to read that?
You can do whatever you want with your life.
Moving the fuck on.
That's how bad things happen. All right, let's move on to
On the
let's see,
internet
what are we on?
only.
On the internet only. All right, number 7, worst players in Crew history. This one's going to be very difficult because there are a lot, and I'll let you guys get started while I talk. So number 1 on my list, Kevin Burns, and Kevin Burns, 3 of them. There's a reason every show. There's 62, 63 episodes now. I've ended it by saying in the dead, rotting corpse of Kevin Burns.
This is a tough one.
That guy, to me, the further he is away from the soccer field, the better Cruisers FC are going to perform. And I know that Patrick Goldan from MassiveReport.com/Hot Deals will defend him until the day he dies. But that guy also doesn't know how to wear a tie clip. So you're going to trust anything he says? I don't think so, my friend. Greg, you're getting near the end here.
I'm getting close.
Another worst player. I would say that the later stages of Jairo Arrieta, when he just couldn't be on side. Because, are you saying like least talented or are you saying like most detrimental? Because like there are people who are good that were also very detrimental to the crew. Whether or not you keep somebody around a little bit longer than you should have, or just, they had success and they would also fuck up. You could say maybe Ola Kamara is one of the worst players ever because, like I said on episode 63, Ola Kamara hat-trick, 1 extremely difficult goal and 2 whiffs. Alex Thomas, you're ready. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go number 3, Connor Casey.
Yep.
If only because that one game when he came on 6 seconds and he got a red card.
You're not wrong.
Fuck that. Hernan Grana? Isn't that the guy that was here temporarily and then said, I got to get back
That's right.
to South America?
And is now with Dallas.
Yeah, no, he's with Dallas.
Playing
Fuck
it-
that.
starting in the
Fuck
All-Star
that shit.
game.
That's
Yep.
fucking rude. And then Leandro Graffi.
Yep.
I didn't really ever like that guy.
Well, we won him in that draft lottery where we had like a 0.07 chance to win and we
Yeah.
won. And we're like,
He
yeah.
was here for a fucking nanosecond and then adios.
Turns out he's garbage. No, I'm thinking of Corey Veeder. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Graffiti was terrible too. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah. All right. At number 1. Now, the way that I ranked this was by production as compared to expectation.
All right. Fair enough.
So I don't, because there's objectively bad players and everybody puts those on the same list. But
Yeah, sure.
But players who were so far away from living up to the hype
Yeah.
more than anybody else. Number 1, Jonathan Mensah.
Okay.
You make him the highest paid defender in the league,
Yeah.
and he shits the bed at least 3 times more often than he turns in something world class.
Well, he's
So-
only really had like 3 good appearances.
Right, and sorry, not good enough. On that same vein, number 2, Emmanuel Pogatetz. For what you would expect of a guy with his experience, his career, his pedigree.
But the dog was not fed, Greg. You have to feed the dog for the dog to perform.
I know, but it was still a pretty shitty dog, at least as compares to what was expected of the dog.
Hashtag feed the dog.
And number 3, I put the idea that Radamel Falcao was ever going to fucking play here.
Yeah, fuck Alex Stanek. Hashtag Cowtown.
Because that wasn't even a player. That was a worse non-player, which is somehow worse than a player.
That's fair enough. John Zadar, you're still writing. Weird. Okay. You want me to? Okay, I'll say.
You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay, I got number 1 at the top, obviously, Hector Jimenez. I've got, at number 2, I've got Kevin Burns.
Yep.
I've got, at number 3, I've got Rusty Pierce.
Okay.
And then honorable mention goes to Crazy Rich Balshin.
Oh, Jesus. Are we ranking worst Twitter feeds? Because Rich Balshin would be number 1 if we did that. Tony Chani, number 2. I like your list the best, John. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Andy Stenke's going to like number 3 on your list. I guarantee you that.
Yep.
He's also going to be the only one listening to this podcast on 56K dial-up modem. Lovely. Moving on. All right. 8 of 10. Here we go. Best players. Now, you guys go ahead and start writing. Best players doesn't necessarily mean the most accomplished. It doesn't necessarily mean circle of honor. It just means... And it doesn't necessarily mean dangerous, because that was an earlier one where we talked about Daniel Palladini. This is best players who are, if you start a list, and it can be a goalkeeper, it can be a defensive back, it can be a linebacker, it can be an offensive lineman,
Point guard.
it could be a power forward, it could be anything. These are just the best guys. If they were redrafting in MLS, and they had everybody available, who would be the top 3 players taken from the crew? Alex Thomas, go
All
ahead.
right, I got you. Number 3, Will Hesmer.
All right.
I got a soft spot. He was fucking on. When he was on, he was like a fucking cheetah.
Yep.
Fantastic. Number 2, Emilio Renteria. And let me explain why.
Okay.
That fucking dude was laying pipe left and right. And, I mean, he was laying waste to pee
Yep.
in the locker room with,
yeah.
with the other players. So, I mean, playa, like,
Yep.
Yeah, I get it.
yes.
Yeah.
Number 1, Andres Mendoza.
Clearly.
Fantastic. I love it. Andres Mendoza's proving.
Oh, I just thought that was the band on the North Stage.
I'm at Independence Day. I can't tell the difference between a drop and the 17 bands that are around me. 1 band, 2 band, all of the bands in Columbus. Fan-fucking-tastic. John Zadar, are you done writing yet?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I've got number 1, Guillermo Barros Esquiloto.
That's how you spell it? Yeah.
I've got number 2, Eddie the Beard Gavin.
Okay.
And then number 3, I was going to put Giancarlo Gonzalez.
You think that Eddie Gavin is the second best player in crew history?
No.
Okay. It's great to have you here,
right.
John. Welcome back to the show. Greg Benson, go ahead.
Yeah, number 3, I got Will Hesmer as well, because,
All
he was...
I
I just came in...
You questioned Eddie Gavin, but these two dickwads put Will Hesmer, and you're like, yep, makes sense.
That sounds good to me,
Definitely
John.
third best player all time.
Third best player. Yeah.
No,
crew
again,
history,
this is what you expect of somebody versus the potential they actually lived up to. So, Will Hesmer. Number 2, Chad Marshall, for the similar sort of reason. Like, he was never an elite defender, but he was always pretty damn reliable.
What are you talking about? Of course he was an elite defender.
No, I mean...
That's ludicrous.
I'd
No,
argue the
I
best
mean-
goalkeeper in crew history is playing right now.
What? And it's not Brad Friedel. What?
And number 1, I got Justin Meram just to annoy
Okay,
you.
Greg. Okay, Greg.
It's a great pick.
Somebody a couple episodes ago, somebody said, Justin Merrim is going to have his name up on the side.
That
of
was
the
me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've been thinking about that ever since. I have diarrhea about it, John.
All
I'm
he
not gonna
needs is
lie
the
to you.
trophy.
Oh,
man.
your tummy hurts?
He scores the game-winning goal in MLS Cup this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up on the stadium for
Yep.
sure. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'll be out of town that weekend. Okay, second to last. Here we go. Favorite players of all time.
Favorite players.
This is where you're really going to show your true colors as a Cruisers FC fan here, lads. For me, obviously, number 1 would be Justin Meram. I love that guy. Like I've
You've
always.
been saying that forever.
Thank you, John. I've
Yep.
always been a Meram guy.
Number 1.
You remember when we drafted him and you were like, "What do you think of that guy?" I'm like, "Class."
Class, yeah.
Yeah, class lad. Okay, so 2 for me. Okay, for real, Guillermo's number 1 for me. That guy just. It was like watching a magic show every time you were at the stadium. At least, it feels like it in my head looking back on those years. Frankie probably is too, because that guy's he didn't make the best decisions, but Jesus, he did them with intensity. At number 3, probably Emilio Renteria. Maybe Brian McBride. Maybe Stern John. I don't fucking know. It's tough for me, all of my crew memories just mesh into one, and I always, if I was like, oh, what are your favorite seasons? I'd be like, okay, number 1, 2017, number 2, 2016, and number 3, 2015. Because those are the freshest memories.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
This is a hard question.
Yeah. All right, who's done? Greg, go ahead.
I'm done. Number 3, I'm measuring this by the level of likability as a character on and off the field. Particularly the interactions that I've had with them, and how they stack up. Frankie's got to be number 3. He's, his politics sometimes might be questionable, but I dig the the
he doesn't know what a
personality.
retweet is, Greg.
I know he doesn't
worry
know.
about it.
I know, but yeah, it still hangs there.
Studio
But no,
audience loved that pick, by the way.
there you go.
Yeah.
No, regardless of that, no, he's a genuinely good dude, and,
Isn't that one of
and
your
a lot of
lads?
fun to hang
Isn't that
out
one of
with.
you guys lads?
No, fuck no. That's
Yeah,
West Ham.
West Ham.
Ah, it's the
Fuck
same
you.
shit. It's the same
Anyway.
shit. Go ahead.
No, it is not.
All right, number 2.
And number 2, I got Mo Saeed, just for the
Mohammed
West
Saeed?
Side. Yeah, Mohammed
West
Saeed,
Saeed?
just for the West Saeed connection thing, and telling him about that and how hey, a couple of us sort of conceptualized that, and he was right into it. He was like, oh man, I still wish we'd made T-shirts of that.
He's probably one of the most solid dudes who ever played for the Crew, along with Augustine Viana. Mm-hmm. He was just a good dude. Stuver's up there, too, for me.
yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1, Dominic Duro.
All right, Papa Dom.
Every time I interacted with him, granted it was only a few times, but he was always hilarious, just fun dude to hang out with. Maybe other people have had different experiences.
No, I liked watching him
but
play too. That
Yeah,
was awesome.
and when he was on point, he was
Aside from
he
the
was just
shit
solid.
that he just talked about Columbus earlier this year,
And I'm going to bring that back because having looked at all of the other cities that he played in, like bear in mind he played in New York, he played in Houston, he played in Toronto, he played in Montreal, he played in
Garbage,
Chicago.
garbage.
Yes, he played in Bridgeview, but guarantee he didn't spend any of his off time in fucking Bridgeview.
Right, nobody does.
So
Bunch of trash.
compared to those cities, Columbus does look a little
keep
bit
your
down
fucking
home and
mouth shut.
podunk.
That's all you have to do.
No, it's when they asked him to compare all of the cities, they're not going to accept a non-answer.
and he
They're
said,
investigatory
I hate
journalists.
Columbus, Ohio.
He didn't say I hate Columbus,
He said,
Ohio.
I
He said it
hate
was
immigrants.
Who are we talking about?
John Maduro. He
What-
is an
what do you-
immigrant.
immigrant,
What do you
no.
do with the
Weird.
pizza?
You eat it, Greg.
Okay.
You'll have to
Back to
forgive
my
me if
example.
I don't value the opinion of a guy who eats Papa John's on the daily.
And shits on kids, John.
Yeah.
Greg said
about
earlier.
Greg
he was
or
gonna-
Dom?
Pam does?
Yes, all 3 of them.
Oh, Pam.
Alex Thomas, your 3
Dom
favorite
Tiberi
players.
definitely shits on kids.
All right, I'm going to
Yeah.
go with number 3, Hector Jimenez.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. Everybody knows that, John.
Why did you do that?
Number 2, Tony Chani.
All right. He's a
He
very
and I were
likable human.
buddies, so off the field, he was really cool.
He's a very likable human. If you hear Tony Chani talk and you interact with him a little bit, you'll be a Tony
Yeah,
Chani
he was super
fan.
nice.
Yep. He's
So
a midfield
he and I
balls.
spent quite a few afternoons together where he'd come in after practice and he would bitch about what was going on there and vent his frustrations. I think he was kind of lonely here.
Yeah, I'm
Missed
sure.
his family. Anyway, number 1, Alejandro Moreno.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That guy is fucking awesome.
He's Peruvian.
He is a huge help in getting the Nordec together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's awesome.
I love him from the perspective of that his broadcasting career kind of kicked off because he had to interpret for Guillermo
Yeah.
during the Cup run. And like they were like, "Hey, dude, you're actually pretty good, like on with the microphone and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
you should
great.
try doing this." And he's like, "Cool. All right, guess what? I'm on ESPN.
Yeah.
The end. Goodbye. Love him. Number 1, Ale Mirando.
Yep, love that guy.
That guy's one of the best.
Big fan of him.
Salavia, I think it is.
Nordecki. John's another wet boy. Go ahead.
I've got, starting at number 3, I've got Ola.
All right.
He's just too fun to watch.
Okay.
Goals he scores are crazy.
Yep.
Then for second, I couldn't really decide, so I just put the Bryans,
Yep.
West and Mazonoff.
Yep.
I used to love both those guys back in the day.
It's not wrong.
And then top, obviously,
Guillermo.
Guillermo.
Mitch from Ohio, celebrity fan Mitch from Ohio, who's doing the same thing that Josh Sondheim did and is going back and listening to every Aces radio.
Oh, God.
Fucking terrible decision.
Yeah.
He just tweeted a picture to me and John last night of him and his buddy meeting Guillermo in like 2010. And I mean, honestly, it is the weirdest fuck.
Guillermo looks pissed.
He looks pissed and like he has diarrhea. Like he's
So,
angry and shitting in
I
his
took
pants.
a
Like he's eating Pam's
similar
cooking.
picture with him on the like the meet Spring Fest or whatever
Yeah.
crew Fest where you meet all the players on the field.
Crew SC Fest.
Yeah, I went there with him. I'm like, I don't know if he could speak English. I'm like, mean mug.
Yeah.
Give me your most pissed off look. So he and I are just sitting there like, mean mugging the
Nice.
shit out of him. That's fucking awesome.
You're
Hey,
so-
can I add one more person on my list?
You sure can.
Steven Leonard.
I hate that fucking guy.
You don't like him?
I hate
Why
him.
are we getting booed?
I don't know.
Yeah,
somebody-
even they don't like
There are
him.
people wearing Ohio State jerseys that are booing us. Oh, hey.
It's Bobbit.
What up? Fucking Bobbit. I was like, oh, it's just some angry Ohio State
I couldn't
fan.
recognize him with the hat and the sunglasses.
I know. And he was covering his mouth.
Yes. He had his hands over his face to amplify the sound.
Okay, last one. Here we go. Number 10, best Crew SC teams. And again, this doesn't necessarily...
Best Crew SC team.
2008 doesn't have to be at the top. You know, we won the Cup that year, but I would say that we played a kind of shitty New York team in the final. And we beat them soundly, but it was a contest for a little bit. If you're trying to argue against 2008, I personally think we were better in 2009. And I thought that 2010 team was really fucking good. We just ran into a super hot RSL and a super hot Colorado. And, you know, so you could also say 2015. That team turned it on late. That seems to be a prevailing thing with all the better crew teams. 2004, that unbeaten run to end the year. You could say like 2007 at the end, you know, the last 5 games. They were super good.
Turning it on.
You could say the early teams where DC United was just the fucking dynasty that couldn't be stopped, that we'd probably have 3 stars above our crest in addition to the one that we have from 2008. So not an easy question. Alex Thomas, you go ahead and start at number 3.
I'm going to go with what I know because I started going in 06, so I can't really talk about the stuff prior to that. But number 3, 09, because it was a continuation of 08, and I really thought, oh, hell yeah, here we go. We're going to fucking crush this. And then the wheels fucking fell off. 15, I thought was a great team.
Yeah.
And they made an amazing leap to get the final here in Columbus, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. It was real unfortunate what happened to them, but
I'm not convinced that honestly, I feel like I'm going to wake up someday and it's just going to be the morning
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed they brought that log here. Anyway, number 1, 08.
All right.
Because
can't argue against it.
You could feel, even when the team was down, you're like, they're going to win this game.
Well, if you're talking about like, okay, it's a tournament of all of the Crew SC teams from all time, it's probably 08 that's going to win that, just because they found a way to win when they needed to.
And they were likable guys. They were all fucking great.
Regardless if people skip out on drug tests in the middle of the locker room, you can just run out the side door. MLS is a different league then. Hey, where'd that guy go? Who?
Yeah.
Moving on.
What?
Yeah.
Greg Benson.
Yeah, my list is very similar to Alex's in that 2009 is the top of the list for me because, you know, they sort of reloaded rather than retooled for the season after their cup run, and you'd argue they could have and should have doubled up. And 2015, but I put the disclaimer post-August because they were kind of ordinary. They were sort of looking like a fringe playoff team, maybe a 4th or 5th, right up until they went on this late season tear and really started to climb back up the table.
Yep.
And 1996, because you never forget your first.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
You know, and they were actually really decent then too. So I mean, for the little MLS that I got to watch, because they showed it on ESPN in Australia, but it was only sort of infrequent that I would ever A, have the TV, B, be watching it at a time MLS was on, and C, that team be Columbus.
Yeah, especially because we played DC United in that opening game and they weren't good yet, and then they decided to be good by the end of the year, and then they weren't not good for like it feels like 15 fucking seasons.
Those jerseys were sweet too.
Yeah. John Zadar, the wet boy, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got at number 3, 1998.
All right.
They made it to the final U.S. Open Cup.
Yep.
Didn't win it, but made it all the way there, and
Chicago.
finished second in the East, and
No reason that game should have been played at Soldier Field.
and lost the conference final to DC.
Yep.
I think. And then second place I have 08,
All right.
and tops I have 2015.
All right.
Nice.
You think 2015 is the best team in history, huh?
Yeah.
Any specific reason? I'm not roasting. I'm just genuinely curious.
I just think they were all around the one of the most solid
Yeah.
squads.
Kai Kamara
in the
that
history.
year was. I think you put it best one time. We weren't even recording. You were just like, that was a video game season.
Yeah.
From Kai Kamara, like
Yeah.
you couldn't count on it ever happening again.
No, and I mean I don't think anyone predicted it. I said when we signed him I would be surprised if he got to 10 goals.
Yeah.
And if you look at his career, that was a good prediction.
Yep.
Because he's never done anything like that before, and he's not done it since. So,
I got a cup of coffee.
yeah, all around everybody was just clicking in a way that they weren't even doing necessarily in 08.
Yeah.
You know, 08 was more of a like win by committee kind of thing. Like everyone was
Get pissed.
above average. Yeah, and then and they would get mad, or they would they had this chip on their shoulder kind of thing. Where in 2015, I think there was no chip. It was just we're fucking good,
2015, you had
and we're all good. And
Merrim becoming Merrim.
Right.
You had best 11 Ethan Finley.
Yep.
You had a best 11 Kai Kamara. Like we said, video game goal.
Yeah.
Video
All-star
game season.
Waylon Francis.
Big
Wayne in form.
Trap
in form. Chani in form.
Steve Clark, when he was
Steve
on,
Clark.
was on.
Gaston Sorrow.
Yeah. You had everything you
And
you
Harrison
could've want.
Awful.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's a fucking all-time team.
Yeah.
That just, all
Right.
you had to do is beat Portland at home.
Yep. The weakest point on that team was Parkhurst, and even he
That's the one person we didn't
wasn't terrible.
mention. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been, whatever. Say what you want about Michael Parkhurst, and a lot of people have, but that was a really good team. I remember going the week leading up to that game. I just kept saying to myself and others, like, all we got to do is beat Portland at home.
Right.
That's all. All we got to do is win a game at home. And it was such a good story because not only did all that shit happen to get us to host the Cup, but Portland had ruined earlier that year our 20th anniversary celebration.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, remember we did a Tifo Sweat project?
Yeah.
It was the first time Tifo Sweat ever lost.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, come on, payback, and all we got to do is win a fucking
Everything
home.
seemed to the stars were perfectly aligned
Yeah.
for everything. I mean, the playoff run, the way that went down, and
The Merrim goal early against
there's
New
any
York.
silver lining at all,
the Montreal comeback.
it's the fact that they won the fucking thing before Seattle did. That's the only consolation I take from that is that they fucked Seattle.
If you're desperately looking for
further to that, there was a reason that when I was elated when Seattle went out of the 2015 playoffs, and a few of my friends were like, "Why wouldn't you want them to come to Columbus and play in MLS Cup?" I said, "What if we don't win?
Yeah.
What if you're the team that's like trumped up this whole Seattle hate thing?"
Fuck Seattle. And
Right, and hashtag hate week and blah, blah, blah. And it's true that there are a lot of horribly unlikable elements about Seattle's fan base. But for them to have that on us, we came into your place and took your cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, there were cookies?
Is that right?
Yeah, but I think they just got thrown
John,
on the
did you hear
field
about
at
this?
the
I
end.
didn't get any.
I didn't get a single
No,
cookie.
they're
that
those
day.
licorice cookies.
I didn't know there were even cookies.
No one had said a word.
They get the cookies?
About cookies.
Or we would have
The
gotten.
Nordecker threw them all at
You
Nat
s-
Borchers, so we'll never know.
Well done, Greg. Well done.
They say crumbs are still in his beard to this day.
They probably are.
It's a word on the street. Yeah, I think the silver lining is that the Portland fans are actually likable. I mean, fuck them for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Hootie Smurf. But, you know, they're actually, genuinely likable people outside of stealing our fucking MLS Cup. Whatever. If you've enjoyed the shitlordery and
That
the
was
numerous
fun.
bands, I actually kind of enjoyed that.
Maybe we should do that again soon.
Yeah. Maybe next time we are in between two bands that are super loud, John, we'll do top 3 lists.
All right.
If you've enjoyed the bands on segment 1, I've got some great news for you. They're going to be here all day, so you'll be hearing them a lot on segment 2. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to ACES Radio.
About to drop. The Rockets is the 09 jump off. Yeah, your last name Pan, first name Peter. I know you see me playing and you want me to teach you, but I stay elevated so that all God's creatures can hear me shout it out like my name is Aretha. Getting RESPECT. Fly by, see the looks on your faces. Cause I'm in full EFFECT. Jet setting on a daily basis. David F, man, you don't stop. David, you won't stop. We came to rock it till the city takes off. Mr. Captain. Of the earth take shape. Fly fast forward like a videotape and no cape. Just follow my jet stream. Proud in the clouds on the boom in your precinct. I'll have no trampoline. Black spots in the pocket of my jet jeans. Shine with the stars so bright. Even NYC sees me. Get that.
Oh, yeah, baby. Ignorant sluts, shitlords, celebrity fans, all you band fans, and all you fools listening on your iPhones, welcome back. It's episode 64 of ACES Radio. If you didn't get enough of us on Thursday, here we are again, bitches. It's Saturday, and we're live at Independence Day Fest 2017. What a rare treat it is. Indeed, the two bands that were sandwiched behind John, they are laying the hot tracks today, my friend.
Woo!
Laying the hot tracks indeed.
Sean Bands himself might actually be making an appearance here.
If that happened, I think Ryan Roberts just told me that he thinks he moved to Las Vegas.
No, he's talking about the crew in 2
like
years.
The team.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. That's very funny. Yeah.
Sean Bance?
Yes.
He's dead.
Is that
Yeah,
right,
John saw him in a dumpster behind Castor Connection. So.
Yeah. He was playing with a raccoon puppet.
Oh, I actually just put Walter on my hand for the first
Yes,
time in
you
my
did.
life. It's very uncomfortable, John. I feel pretty dirty.
Nobody got a photo of that?
I feel violated. I was shocked. Maybe there's paparazzi out there in the masses. John, we are back on segment 2 here on ACES Radio.
Thank God.
And I thought, why not use the wireless microphone?
So hot.
Celebrity corporate sponsors Blood and Urine gave us a lot of money, and they said, go ahead and buy some equipment with it. And I said, sure, pal. thanks for the money, and I bought these wireless mics, and we've never fucking used them. So I thought, hey, why don't you go out into the masses, John, because you're the man on the street. Talk to the people, talk to the lads, and find out what Columbus thinks of Crew SC.
Is it working? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it actually works pretty
Sweet.
fucking
Very
great.
well. I think I sound better than I do on this one.
You
almost.
do.
Yeah.
It's
You
weird
actually
because
do.
like we tried to use it at Zauber and it
Yeah.
didn't really do shit. But there's like so many concrete walls, and I don't know how
Right.
guns or ducts work. So it's very difficult.
Why would you
It's,
need to know how
in-
guns work?
It's actually Endeavor Brewing now, Morgan.
Endeavor.
$16 to Oliver Convertini.
No, I think it's a Frankie. Are we paying,
holy
we're paying
shit.
Frankie.
There's a new inside joke.
Can't
I
believe
wait
you've done
for
this.
Yeah. I think we'll actually probably say Zauber more often than we say Crew. So
Dude,
Endeavor Brewing
hit up
Company.
Shrub over there.
They're going to make a lot of money. All right, John, you're not going to be able to hear us,
I know.
which is going to be weird.
Well, it'll be good for you.
But look at these lads standing over here to the back of you, John. One of them is wearing a Crew jersey. Why don't you just go ahead and talk to those guys?
Okay, I was waiting to take my headphones off to the
Yeah,
last
go ahead and
possible
take- yeah,
moment.
take them off now.
There you go.
Okay. What are we doing here?
So, like,
Oh,
what
I
do you
see.
do?
I
What do you
see.
do with the
Okay.
tire?
Ask them their
What do you do with the
name.
tire?
Ask them their name. Ask them where they're from. If they're Crew fans. If they are, what's the score going to be? If they're not, why aren't they Crew fans?
This is gonna go great.
I love it. Love it. I'm ready.
Okay. What's
John-
up, guys?
John's now walking into a group
All right.
of lads.
Yes. Unfortunately, I am the wet boy. Yeah. I know. That's because I can't hear them. But
Throw a beer on him.
Fans
do not
versus
throw a
Zauber.
beer on me. Okay. What are your names?
I'm the Morgan's Fun Van for your kids.
Yes, it's actually the.
Okay, I meant your real name, but that's cool too. So you're Morgan's Fun Van?
Jack. I'm Drew.
Mitch.
Jack Drew.
All right.
Drew and Mitch, the whitest kids you know.
No, it needs noted that
You
there's
got obviously a Crew fan. You've got a jersey on. Are you guys Crew fans?
I just like to get drunk and watch sports.
We got one Crew fan. One guy likes to get drunk. What about you?
What?
Are you a Crew fan?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm more of a sporting guy.
That's what I like to hear. Yes, yes. All right. We got one Crew fan, one drunk, and one sporting. All right. So you guys going to be watching the...
So basically, it's ACES
we're doing
Radio.
The fucking Zauber or whatever it's fucking called.
Oh, Zauber.
Zauber. Oliver Convertini.
This is going really well.
Okay. They're going to be watching it Endeavor.
Okay.
Do we all three of you or just the two soccer fans and you're abandoning the drunk?
I like Tottenham because they're getting.
Okay, we don't need to talk to you anymore. We're just,
He's
yeah,
boxing out the
Zauber was.
Thomas
They're
guy.
closed.
Great
Okay,
job, John.
well, so the Vancouver's tonight. Do you guys have score predictions?
I'm gonna say 1-0 Crew. Higuain's gonna score the one.
Morgan's Fun Van for your
Higuain's
kids.
gonna hit
is
10 tonight?
1-0.
So-
I already made a bet that Higuain scores, he buys me a beer. Sanz scores, that I buy.
What? Adam John
Who was the
scores?
second one? John?
Sanch.
Oh,
Okay,
Sanch.
you mean Santos.
That's how you
Okay.
say it.
So what's your
It's
score
Sanch.
prediction then?
I'm thinking 3-1, bro.
All right,
You're feeling 3-1?
Yeah.
Give me the goals.
Sanch scores 2. No, Sconch has 1 assist. Higuain scores 1. Harrison Aful scores 1.
That's only 2 goals. How drunk are you?
I think that was 3.
You said Sanch gets an assist, and then you said Higuain gets a goal. Oh, he gets
so
one
a
of
goal
each.
and
Oh,
an
okay.
assist. All right, nice.
Great. Do you have one, or do you just want a Tottenham prediction?
What?
What's the Spurs
This
prediction?
is great. This is great radio.
0-0.
0-0. All right, nobody cares.
Wonderful. That was
Okay,
great.
sounds great. So, are you guys going to be at? Where are you guys watching tonight? Will we see these guys at Endeavor?
Endeavor Brewing Company.
Endeavor
John.
Brewing Company. We'll be there too.
That's right.
Do you have anything that you want to say, Fun Van?
Hey Morgan, you know, like I called you so many times, you just left me in jail there. So, like, what's up with that? Like,
You
I
knew
just
what
got out
this
today,
was.
actually, and the van's still impounded. They said that like comes down, and they whatever.
This is great.
The Morgan's Fun Van
This
out
is
a
great.
little early.
That was the only part
All
of
right,
the
Morgan,
entire
so,
thing where the microphone cut off, and that's great.
Your fiance needs to go down and suck off the impact as to get the van back.
Oh, that's so great, John. Thank you for doing
Hey,
that.
it needs mentioning that 2 of those lads
Yeah.
are wearing boat shoes. Did they go to Hastings?
Oh yeah, John, you're asking about their boat shoes. What?
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, wait up, guys.
We got 2 guys of boat shoes. That mean they went to UA? Is that what happened?
He's gone. Come here.
There's another lad with boat shoes.
Yeah, no, I
too.
know.
Okay.
He's already here.
Okay.
What? Why do you get what? So everyone wants to know if you guys are wearing boat shoes because you went to UA.
No, but my best friend went to UA.
Does he wear boat shoes?
So the only time I got arrested,
Yeah.
I was wearing boat shoes.
Okay.
And the lady cop,
Yeah.
Were you getting a blowjob in a Buffalo Bills bathroom?
no, I got an underage. It was awful. But she asked me if I went to UA because she thought I owned a boat.
We all own boats in Upper
Oh
Arlington.
my God!
That's a true story.
It's
And
'cause
I'm
of the
from
Scioto
Dayton.
River.
It happened in Dayton, Ohio. They asked me if I went to Upper Arlington.
Jesus.
She thought I owned a boat.
In Dayton, they asked you if you're from
An
UA.
hour. He was an hour away, and
Yeah.
the boat shoes still were synonymous with UA.
What a rare treat it is indeed to be.
That joke lands.
That's awesome. That's all. Thank you for roasting the shit out of Upper Arlington. As a UA hater myself, John, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Why don't we move on to somebody out there, one of the lads?
Okay, I'm gonna go to those three guys there. They look like they're eating some
Yeah.
shit. All right.
Yeah, that could work.
Give me a second.
All right. We'll play your song while you're there. This episode of ACES Radio is brought to you as always by John's
Hey, can
Microphone.
I bother you for a minute? No? Okay, well, I won't bother you. Can I bother you two? Or one of you? Okay, we're doing a crew podcast over here. It's called ACES Radio. Are you a crew fan?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Very convincing. Okay. Do you go to games?
No, but I have a friend who is a massive fan through whom I live victoriously.
What is this? You willing to say this fan's name?
Jesus Christ.
Matt.
The microphone cut
wandering
out.
around with a West Ham jersey?
This is.
We might just be out of range of the
This is
microphone.
truly awful.
Yeah.
Plug it. Does he have a website you want to plug?
He also works to a lot of areas in town.
It's like cutting out for every important part of this.
EnglishMatt.com.
You want to yell at him to remind him as always to talk into the microphone, but he can't hear us.
It's like this is a Nate Beckman segment.
Kids yelling at
I mean, you literally.
That's all right. Okay, so he's not here, so I'm going to ask you
You
for
can
a
hear
score.
John. No,
They
no.
play Vancouver tonight. Any idea what you fuck?
When Vancouver comes, look, they'll probably lose.
It's real bad. It's so.
Give me numbers. Like
I'm
2-2-1,
liking it now.
3-1, 1-1.
And it'll cut out here.
People didn't bet on what I said because I'm. I honestly, I think that I think the crew has him. We'll see. We'll see.
Come on, give me just throw him out. Nobody's gonna. No one will know it was you. We'll blame it on English Matt. This is his prediction.
Good point. I think it's 2-1.
Oh, it's feeling 2-1.
Okay, 2-1 to the crew.
That guy's going to lose 15 points. Oh, what a rare treat.
All right.
Oh, but John forgets to put the fucking mic in
All
front
right,
of his
there you
face
go.
when he's talking.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
John, great job. This is, I think the experiment's over.
I can't hear anything you guys saying. What's going on?
Well, we can't either.
Am I Darby?
I think, you're Darby right now.
We got time for another or what?
I think we try to get somebody closer. It keeps cutting
the
out.
range.
The range is dropping out?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ask somebody to come over to you.
Yeah, or try and recruit someone.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
Hey,
like,
can I bother you? You want to talk in here for a little bit? Okay, are you a crew fan?
I have never been to a crew game.
What's your excuse?
I don't have one because I used to live like 3 blocks away.
oh my God.
That's so close.
The front office.
You know it's cheap, and you can just walk there and just get right in and but then spend $40 on one beer. It's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm ashamed. I really have no excuse at all.
Okay, so what's your name? Never attended a crew game before.
My name is Katie.
Nice to meet you, Katie.
Katie,
All right, well,
true
crew
last.
plays Vancouver tonight. They're trying to solidify a good spot in the playoffs. Do you want to give us a score prediction for this team that you've never seen?
Well, I know soccer is relatively low scoring.
All right.
So I'm
She knows
gonna
her shit.
say,
Atlanta would disagree.
I don't even know what that
Relevant.
means. See, I don't even get that joke.
They do, so it's fine. It's you don't need just laugh. Yeah, you're laughing. See, look at him laughing. Yeah, it's great.
I'm going to say crew 5-3.
Whoa!
Crew 5-3.
Wow.
I like
5-3.
it. I like it. Can
Wow.
you name?
Right.
Okay, can you name a single player?
Crew.
Well, or maybe the
Well, she can't
Buckeyes
name
or
a
something.
player
I
on
don't know.
Crew. She's not going to name one on Vancouver.
I really can't.
Okay, all right, that's all right.
Could
that's
she name
all right.
any
Okay.
athlete?
Can you guess at a name? Just guess like a soccer guy sounding name.
No, because
Morgan
all I
Hughes.
can think of right now is fucking David Beckham.
That's a girl.
So.
Oh God. Okay, we're done. We're done talking to her. Thank you very much.
That's a sentence structure that could be interpreted in multiple ways, by the way.
Okay, that's the end of the act.
That was good, John.
So
That-
5-3.
The range was good there.
Yeah, I like that.
We could hear that
Hear
entire
one much
thing.
better.
Yeah,
Did
you
you
should.
get any of English Matt?
Any important part, the microphone completely cut out.
Okay,
You were
yeah,
like,
we-
"Oh, what's your name?" And it's like, And you're like, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. What's the score going to be? And he's like, I'm feeling like...
So this thing just is not, it just has a range of 8 feet.
I could hear you fine. It must have been allergic to that guy's mouth. Maybe you pull in like one of these girls right here, and then we
That's
can
as
be...
far as away as I was
No, I
before.
mean like pull them in.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Physically.
Why don't you get?
Yeah, they're walking away.
Or just find someone.
Well, not physically.
Hey, you know what? I thought when I was leaving the house today, Greg, I said, you know what's going to be a
Can
great
you
part
still
of
hear me?
today's episode?
Yeah.
What's that?
The man on the street segment.
Why is my microphone not working?
You're good.
Let's see.
Because this fucking
Oh,
episode is garbage.
So John has now left the tent. He's wandering around. Oh, here's a guy. Oh, he said no. He just got rejected hard.
I like how he's not talking to the microphone, but he's still
I
holding
don't
it up to his
interrupt people
mouth.
that are having conversations.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, that thing's cutting out. We should just kill this episode off.
Here.
No, I don't want to bother them.
It'd be a
Here,
murder.
here we
Get
go.
him,
Okay.
yeah. All right, hold on. This
Hey,
could
can
be
I bug you
promising.
guys for a minute? Can you, we're doing a crew podcast? No, that's totally fine. Have you ever been to a game? Couple's good enough. She's never been to one. We talked to hers. Can
Come
you hear me?
closer.
Oh, can we move
Yeah,
in?
come on,
All right.
come on over close.
This should be like
Oh,
two
Hey.
Okay.
Here
Oh,
we go.
shit.
John's
Okay, that's
got
fine.
John's
They're
got
waiting,
an
they've
Uber.
got an Uber coming. Okay.
Here we
so, how many games have you been?
Probably 3 or 4.
Okay, what's your name? Sorry. Stacy, I'm John. Nice to meet you. Your name?
Jesus.
Oh, there we go.
Probably not.
Just guess.
I got nothing. Santos.
Oh, he's the best.
Ah,
It's
now it's
pronounced
actually
Sanch, but that's
Sanch.
okay.
Sanch.
You don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vancouver and to get a playoff spot. Do you want to give me a score prediction?
We are going to win 2-1.
Hey, there
I
you
like
go.
it.
All right.
It sounds good. She used "we" to describe the team, so
Nice.
she's obviously a huge fan. I love it.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Stacy.
Good to meet you.
Thanks for
All
stopping
right, do you
by.
want to talk? What?
Wow.
Why not?
Hey, you
Oh, we
shy?
got a child here.
All right.
Greg,
You,
take it
do you like
easy.
the crew?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Who's your favorite player right now? Or anytime?
Zach Steffen.
Oh,
Zach
yeah, all
Steffen.
right.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Do you play?
Good pick.
What?
Do you play soccer yourself?
No.
Oh, okay. So,
More of a
so you
basketball.
don't like Zach because he's a goalie. You just think he's a cool dude?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
What's your name, by the way?
Richard.
Nice to meet you, Richard.
Richard's more of a basketball
So,
guy.
Vancouver and crew play tonight. Are you going to watch?
Maybe.
Maybe. What?
guy-
You got to
this
say
guy's
yes. All right.
casual.
Tell them that
You
they
gotta
need
see
to
if
find
he-
a place with a TV so
gotta
you can catch the
You got to
game.
see if
It's
Mama let you stay up
7:30.
that late. It's a West Coast game.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's their score prediction? You have a score prediction?
30, I don't care.
No.
Come on. Just what do you think's going to happen tonight? Just guess. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
2-0.
2-0 crew. All right. I like
That's
it.
good.
Who do you want to tell me who you think scores the goals?
Will Trapp.
Okay.
Trap's getting his second ever goal.
All right.
All right, that's fine. Will Trapp, get one. I'm all about it. I dig it. All right, thank you very much. Look, these guys love it.
Nicely done.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Richard, for stopping by. Was that it, Franklin?
Wow, that was a future Husden Holligan right there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, he just doesn't. He
Derek
doesn't care
and
about the game.
Stank child need to watch out.
All
Dude,
right.
yeah. Zach Steffen. That's a.
That guy doesn't care about
Okay.
the outcome of the game just enough to be one of the true lads.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Fan-fucking-tastic, John.
Absolutely great.
Lovely. Hey, we should
Darby
probably...
Sharper's here.
Are we? Darby Schnarfus is here.
we got
that's
fake...
me. I'm
Darby...
sitting in
Oh,
front
you're
of Mike.
you're the 40-year-old man child.
Bring the
You
microphone
can
up.
move the fucking
I
mic
don't
up. You
understand how the
you
microphone
keep
works.
ducking
I'm
down
old as
every
fuck.
time.
Okay, fake Darby Schnarvers, tell us
Jesus.
what's going to happen in the game tonight. Just people are going to be tuning in to Aces Radio to say to themselves, I need to know what to watch for tonight. Give us your impression and a final score prediction, then we're going to get the fuck out of here.
All right, so you know what I'm thinking?
What are you feeling?
3-1, bro.
You feeling 3-1, bro?
I'm feeling 3-1,
Fake
bro.
Darby
He said he's
Sharper.
feeling 3-1 when I interviewed him earlier.
Didn't Darby...
Yeah,
Good job. Way to pay attention.
We
I gotta
didn't
stick
hear
to
that.
it. I'm feeling
How
3-1,
did you
bro.
not hear it? They were standing right there.
I don't know. The microphone cut out, didn't it?
Oh,
It
yeah.
did, yeah.
The microphone cut out in the most hysterically awful places.
Well, first, I need to call out Greg Benson from
For
being
what?
Is it working right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sandusky, mate.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit. Mitch from Ohio.
Oh, my goodness.
Why are
Call
you
him
from
out.
Sandusky, mate?
I'm not from Sandusky, mate.
Oh,
but
you keep talking about Sandusky,
no,
mate.
I spent enough time there to almost be from there, but I'm not there. I'm
I
not
don't know
from
why
there.
you keep saying the word Sandusky, mate, but if you want to talk right now, right here is your...
They call it the breadbasket of depression.
Oh, we got a celebrity fan. Do we have time to do another quick interview here?
Yeah, we sure do,
With
John.
celebrity fan Katie Bush Glenn. How's it going?
Good.
I'm doing well, thank you. Are you excited for the crew game tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not really the enthusiasm
yeah.
level I was looking for. Why don't we try that again here? Are you excited for the crew game tonight, Katie?
Yeah.
All right, great. Where are you going to be watching this evening?
Land grant?
Okay. And do you have a score prediction for us?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think I should.
Christ.
That's not an acceptable answer.
Yeah,
Even the people who've never been to crew games have given me score predictions. You have to answer.
I think it's going to be bad.
That's not a score. What? I remember that time. You guys remember that time in the Nordeca Cup we won that game bad to 4?
I do.
It's great. It's one of my best games.
I've never been on a winning Nordeca Cup team, so no, I do not remember that.
Yeah, you haven't.
Okay,
That's true.
what is it?
0-1.
0-1. Good crew? Nothing. You don't seem sure about that even.
So
All
that
right,
should-
goodbye.
That should probably be
That was
1-0.
fantastic.
That's great.
The one girl who goes to literally every home game was the least helpful in interviews.
I love that you interviewed only 2 females. They were both named Katie, and you yourself are the fake Katie.
Ah, that's
so
true.
The fake Katie met 2 real Katies.
Oh.
Unfortunately, no one has time for that, Greg, because it's 20 minutes until we're done with our loop here. Is that what they call it, loop?
Loop.
Fuck it. I hate this show, and I hate this episode, and I'm done recording it. On behalf of Benevolent Corporate Overlord sponsors, Spit, Saladilla, Blood, Urine, Foot Golf, Larry Turd, Erica Kress, Clark Beacom, JP LaCoco, JP LaCocaine, and the dead rotting corpse of Kevin Burns. It's episode 64 of ACES Radio. Thanks for joining us. Live from Independence Day 2017, old Lord Guillermo's people said... Sunbed.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ow!
Dude, don't pretend like you're busy working or something, dude. You know you're in bed, just watching PlayStation or something like that.
That's the word on the street.